The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Long time no vlog. It's been a while. Been a while since I had one of these. This is an Al Capone. It's been a while since I've done an episode of The Life of Jay. And it's also been a while since I told a story on this channel. We ended season 1 of The Life of Jay off with episode 8. And now we're starting season 2. And I couldn't think of a better way to start off season 2 than by merging my Storytime series with The Life of Jay. Make this series even bigger. So not only am I going to be out here walking around smoking and talking shit, but I'm also going to be telling some hilarious yet embarrassing ass stories. It's going to be for y'all's pleasure. So with that being said, the first story we're going to be telling in this episode is a story about how I got kicked off the job, laid off, fired, straight up got the Vince McMahon treatment, whatever you want to call it. This is inspired by the Bernie Mac show, if you're new to the channel. So, yeah, let's get straight to it. Alright, before we hop into the story, I'm gonna leave y'all off with an important note. First things first, all of these stories are 100% true, because if they wasn't, I wouldn't be recording them in the first goddamn place. Another thing you should think about is this courtroom rule that I came up with. Never, ever, ever come up with a full verdict unless you heard both sides of the story, because more than likely, when you hear one side of the story, the whole situation just becomes completely one-sided, and you never know if that person might be lying his or her ass off or not. And the person that gets snitched on is more than likely innocent and didn't do shit. So make sure you hear both sides of the story so you'll know like which one of them is lying. Like, I have a gift. You know what I'm saying? If you watch Law and Order SVU and you look at Raphael Barber, some people literally lies under oath, but he can catch them slipping in their bullshit. I can do the same thing. So I know when somebody's lying, and I know when somebody's telling the truth. When you telling stories, always tell the truth, and make sure you get both sides of the story, because otherwise the shit's gonna be completely one-sided, and whose fault is that? I low-key don't even want to tell the story, because of how embarrassing it is. Like, it's truly, truly, truly fucking embarrassing. But then again, all of my stories are gonna be embarrassing on this channel, so why the fuck not? But like, on some real shit, this story is like hella embarrassing. More embarrassing than all the other stories that I got on this channel, and all the stories that I'm gonna be telling in the future. Because like, I work with this company called The Crew Works, which is an AV company, and I've been doing AV for a long time, and I'm still green as grass. When it comes to AV, I'm only good at the basic shit, setting up screens and setting up speakers and running cables and, you know, setting up microphones on the podiums and shit. That's about it. Just because it looks easy doesn't mean it is easy, because I did work one job where we was carpeting and it looked easy, and I'm like, oh, this might be simple. But then I actually got to the job and the shit was complicated as fuck. There's a lot more steps than you think, and I don't even remember all the steps. That's what I tell people. If you're gonna do AV, make sure you're prepared, because if you're not, shit can get real complicated. Next thing you know, you'll be sitting there looking stupid. That's real. We just gonna start from the beginning. Every job that I've been on with this company was absolute fucked. The easiest job that I've ever been on was the first official job that I worked, and I worked with two of my cousins down at National Harbor. I think it was down National Harbor. That's actually when I dropped my damn iPhone 4 in the fucking mud and had to get another phone. And now several phones later, I'm sitting there with this piece of shit. Man, I wish I still was able to use my damn 6. I gotta get the screen replaced on this joint. I'm just waiting until I get paid, until I get another job to do that. But hey, it is what it is. These iPhone 7s, it's garbage, son. You know what I'm saying? These joints got a bug in the system. I didn't believe it at first, but after what I read, oh yeah, these joints definitely got a bug in the system that make them do that shit right there. No service. My service is fine. My bill is paid. So why this shit still says no services beyond me? And don't give me that bullshit saying it's the SIM card. I took the SIM card out and put it back in at least 30 times in the past couple of days, and it still says that shit right there. Bullshit, James. Come on, go ahead. So that first job, we worked this Audi show in National Harbor. It was a pretty simple job. We was just striking the whole time. Striking as in breaking down and packing up the equipment, getting ready for the next show. Well, we didn't get ready for the next show. We just went ahead and just helped them break down the equipment, and we just got paid. That's all. Piece of cake. And here I am thinking that every job after that was gonna be the same exact shit, knowing damn well they was gonna put me on some complicated shit, knowing damn well that I was green as baby shit. I had a feeling that they was gonna do that shit too, because I had to talk with my Uncle Tim after the job that I got laid off of. Not laid off, kicked off of. I'm gonna get to that when I get to that. My uncle said that people at Crewworks, they don't like seeing new faces, so they're gonna put you on a bunch of complicated jobs. They're gonna find a bunch of unnecessary shit to complain about. Pay as much attention as you possibly can, and if you don't understand, ask for help. I asked for help, but do they help? No. They might tell you what to do, but they don't show you. Some people do. Some people are courteous enough to do that. But some people on the job are just straight assholes, like blatant assholes. Like, they'll tell you what to do while they're doing the shit. They're doing it at like their speed. They're not slowing down like they're supposed to. So low-key, I'm still kind of confused, and you ain't doing nothing about it. You just watching me make a fool of my fucking self, and then you complain about it afterwards, and then I get an infraction because of your bullshit, sir. Man, story of my life as far as AV goes. That's why I hate this damn job. There's always those people that's on the job that just watch people make a fool of themselves so they can complain about it later. It's petty as fuck. There are only select few people that were actually courteous enough to help me out, which I'm not gonna say their names because one, I don't remember the fucking names, and two, who the hell cares at this point? All I'm gonna say is thank you for showing me what to do. Everybody else, fuck you. Let me calm down, because if I start going off, whoever I worked with, this is all on them. I'm gonna try not to talk too much shit. I'm gonna try not to say too much bad about this company, because I eventually got the job back. Nah, they can kiss my nuts. I don't care about this job. If I start talking shit, just know it's accidentally on purpose. I don't mean any of it. Nah, I mean all of it. Just know that the people that I worked with was nothing but a bunch of dickholes. That's just the truth, the God honest truth. Starting from the Peter Pan 360 job, like I said, we was carpeting, and we're just gonna go through these quick. Carpeting is not as easy as it seems. It's not as easy as it looks. I mean, it might look easy, but it was absolute bullshit. You know what I'm saying? When I first got there and I seen them putting that carpet down, it was every bit as complicated as I thought it would be. See, when they put that carpet down, the first thing you gotta do is you take this long ass piece of carpet, start from the top of the bleachers, and then roll that shit to the bottom of the bleachers. You start from the top and you go to the middle of it, and you cut right in the middle, and you gotta keep that shit straight, keep it even. You know how complicated that shit is? You're asking the wrong person to do that, fam. But we got through that. You know, I struggled through a little bit. A lot of bit. It took me 10 minutes just to put down one piece of carpet, and what did these dickheads do? They just sat there and watched me make a fool of myself. They didn't want to help. All they did was sit there and complain about it. Go figure. But I got through it nonetheless. They complained about me being on my phone. I got a phone call from my girlfriend. I thought it was one of my parents, but I answered the phone and I told her that I was on the job, and I'll call you later. She said, okay, love you. I said, I love you too. They said, you can't be on your phone, bro. And they pretty much just left me off with a warning there, and then they seen me pull out my phone, you know, at random times throughout the shift, but it was only to check the damn time. But did they see that in their eyes? I think the fuck not. These dudes, like, the moment I pull my phone, or like I pull my phone up for like a split second, like I take it out of my pocket, check the time, put it back in my pocket, and just get back to work. But nah, they wanted to sit there and complain, saying, oh, he was on his phone. He pulled it out at least 40 times throughout the entire shift. Get the fuck out. But after that job, I ended up working the wipeout run. No, I worked with PSAV before that. It was a 1-hour shift, which was supposed to be a 5-hour shift, but they was already there for like 4.5 hours. I already knew that was gonna be some bullshit because they had me dealing with a truss. Like, the moment I seen that, I'm like, oh, this ain't gonna go so well. And you know me, I have a bad history dealing with truss. I mean, I know what to do as far as putting the bolts in and tightening them bitches up. I learned how to do that over time. I didn't know at first, but still, I learned how to do that, but that's pretty much it. I don't know how to take them bitches apart. Like, me dealing with truss is just as bad as Trump dealing with the government. It's not working at all. If you see me dealing with a truss and you see me struggling the way I do, help me. Help me. Nigga. You know, green is baby shit. Don't let me sit there and make a fool of my damn self and then complain about it later like a fucking prick. I tried to take that shit apart. You know, that monkey wrench is not your best friend. They said, do you have experience with trust? I'm like, hell no. I'm not about to sit here and make myself look a damn fool. I'm just going ahead and let y'all take this shit apart. And we laughed about it. You know, we was good friends on the shift. This is the only, like, legit good job that I was on. You know, the people that I worked with was nice. PSAV is the only nice company that I worked with because they legit help you. I worked another PSAV job, and they actually showed me what to do with trust. They actually showed me how to drape them bitches over, you know, and tie them shits up, and set up the cables on them shits, run the cables through. I forgot how to do that a long time ago, but they was nice enough to do that. PSAV is the only people that actually demonstrated
how to do the complicated shit. Everybody else has said, fuck you, I'm gonna tell you, and if you don't get it, then fuck it.
And that's a damn shame. I work with a bunch of assholes.
So that, I got PSAV to thank, so I'm not gonna go off on them. I'm just gonna go off on Crewworks, Event Tech, and everybody else I worked with.
Straight out.
The next job was the RFK Stadium job. Another simple job. Like I said, deflating moon bounces and water slides and shit. It was a pretty simple job. It was a 10-hour goddamn shift. I ended up with a sunburn out this bitch, but hey, it was a simple job nonetheless. And they gave us these nice ass construction site vests and shit. I stole that joint, I ain't gonna lie.
See, what had happened was, like I said, it was a 2-day job. First day was a 10-hour shift. Second day was supposed to be a 10-hour shift, but if you didn't want to work those extra 5 hours for overtime, then you can just leave during the first 5 hours. And I had a real bad goddamn sunburn, and my face was just looking fucked. And I didn't want to stay there for another 5 hours. I just wanted to just go ahead and, you know, treat my shit, get some sunblock and some other shit. When I left, I still had the vest on. Forgot all about it. Sometimes when it's so goddamn hot outside, you can't even think straight. Sorry. Not sorry.
And after that shift is when shit really started to go downhill. I don't remember all the other jobs that I worked in between that and the next RFK Stadium job, so we're just gonna skip right to the next RFK Stadium job. This one was absolutely fucked, and I knew it was gonna be fucked from the beginning. I thought it was gonna be simple, but the moment them trucks arrived and they opened up the back of them trucks and I seen multiple trucks, not one, but like 8, 9, 10 of them bitches, I said, oh shit, this ain't gonna go so well. They shouldn't have called me to come on this shit.
And it was at that moment that I knew I fucked up. Actually, no, let me rephrase that. It was at that moment that I knew it was a setup.
I started taking out the truss pieces and I started stacking them up where they needed to go. They had checkpoints set up for where they needed to go. I didn't know what the hell we were setting up for, but when I seen them put cones down, I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be a race. Are we really setting up for a race? A derby race or some shit like that? And it's not a coincidence, but the lead's name on the job was Robbie Derbyshire or something like that, or Rob Derbyshire.
Oh yeah, I'm name dropping people this time. Bitches is getting exposed. Straight out. Suck your mother.
So it started with the first truss. Instead of me helping them put that shit together, I went ahead and let them put that shit together first, because I wasn't the only person on the job that didn't really have experience dealing with truss. I'm sure of it. I know I was the greenest motherfucker on that job, but I know for a fact that I wasn't the only one that didn't know how to, you know, deal with truss. Not only put them bitches together, but also take them bitches apart. I went ahead and I observed, because I didn't even bother asking for help. The people on the job, they was nothing but a bunch of assholes. All they did was complain the entire fucking time. Even when I was on break, they complained the entire fucking time. So I ain't even bother asking for help, because I ain't even want to talk to none of them guns. I was only cool with one person on that job because I worked with that person before. You know? Everybody else, fuck them. Fuck them, girl. Fuck them.
I can't believe I just said that. Pause, man. Pause. That's a guy code violation right there.
Maybe I'm just being an asshole right now. I did ask for help once, but like they always do, they only told me what to do. They told me how to do the shit. They didn't even show me like they were supposed to. So I had to sit there and learn how to do that shit my damn self. And when I did learn it, I slowly but surely got the hang of it, but the job still ended up going downhill from there. To see, what had happened was, when I went ahead and grabbed my truss bolts and I grabbed my monkey wrench, which that monkey wrench is not your goddamn best friend. That, when it comes to dealing with truss and, you know, not only putting that shit together, but also taking that bitch apart, that monkey wrench is just like that kid that is put into a group project with you and 3 other goons. It's always that one kid that doesn't do any of the work but still wants to take credit. That's how I viewed those damn monkey wrenches. They suck monkey dicks. So I went ahead and went to the next crew, helped them set up the next truss, and I went ahead and put my bolts in. I went ahead and tightened them bitches up. So my dumb ass, as green as I was, I didn't even bother to double check the bolts. I just put them bitches in and just started tightening them bitches, and I went right to the next truss.
And we all know the most important rule when it comes to dealing with truss is to always double check them damn bolts, because if you don't, shit can go south. As a matter of fact, shit can go left real quick. Because the thing is, when it comes to truss, when it comes to putting them bolts in, it's always one person on one end of the truss and then the other person on the other end. And they hold the shit to make sure it's in place to keep it like even. so it'd be easy to put the bolts in. But sometimes these bolts and the truss itself be so goddamn rusted that it'd be hard to put that shit in there. So you gotta grab that shit and stuff that bitch in there like you stuffing a turkey, you know what I'm saying? But then, you know, after you put the bolts in and you tighten them bitches up, you gotta make sure they're actually tight. You gotta double check them. So now when I deal with truss, I just go around and check all the bolts to make sure they're tightened up enough. Because sometimes when they move the truss, it untightens the bolts itself. So that plays a part into what happens next.
Then we go on break, and I'm gonna go ahead and walk while I'm saying this. I pulled my wallet out and I had my comb in the same pocket. Like I had this nappy ass afro then, not like the one I had a few months ago. It was the one I had a few months ago looked a lot better than the one I had in 2015. When I had in 2015 was matted as all living shit, and I ended up cutting that shit a few months later. I went ahead and grabbed my wallet to see how much money I had in my pocket. Lucky for me, I had enough to go get me another pack of Newports. When I initially got on the job, the trucks wasn't there yet. I got there late but early at the same damn time. We were supposed to be there by I think 7. I got there like 7:15, and the truck still wasn't there. It took an extra like 30 minutes. So I went ahead and smoked my last cigarette and threw the pack. And then when we got on break, I went ahead and went to go buy another pack, not realizing that I dropped my comb out of my pocket. The lead on the job told me to go help the other crew. On my way over there, I seen my comb on the ground. It was all beat up, ran over by a bunch of cases and shit.
That's why you gotta have a bigger comb. You know what I'm saying? Them little skinny ass combs ain't worth it, bro. You go to the hair salon, not the hair salon, but the beauty supply store, whatever you get your combs from, get something like these. These is excellent.
I went ahead and made my way over to the next truss, and they was just about done with that bitch. So I said, you know what, I ain't gonna deal with it. I'm gonna go ahead and grab me a water bottle, because my throat dry as shit from smoking a cigarette. I just went ahead and chilled out until they finished that next truss, because it was really nothing for me to do over there. I just went over there and it wasn't shit to do. The lead on the job came over there and said, you know what, Jay, we're gonna have to let you go.
Lord, give me scrimp. Cause I'm about to start going off on these bitches.
Yeah, we're gonna have to let you go at lunch. You know, the guys over there complaining about you. You know, you're standing around doing nothing. You're on your phone. You know, you're stealing truss bolts.
When he said that, something just set me off. Something in my head was telling me, go off on this nigga because he playing with your emotions. And that's exactly what I did. I went off on him. I went the fuck off. I was yelling, I was cussing, and I was seeing red. I probably played a part in me getting kicked off the job. But at this point, I don't give 37 shits. I didn't give 37 shits then. I don't give 37 shits now. Everything that I said to him, he deserved all of that shit, and he had it coming. Because when he mentioned me stealing truss bolts, I straight cut his bitch ass off and hit it with the Kevin Hart. I said, wait a minute. First of all, you're not going to speak past that like you didn't just say what you just said. Stealing truss bolts, my nigga? Like, who the fuck steals truss bolts? What the fuck am I going to do with truss bolts? Am I going to go in my backyard and build a wrestling ring, build a Titantron with a ramp coming out that bitch, walk down the aisle to Motorhead and then hop on the apron and spill water like Triple H? Like, what the fuck am I going to do with truss bolts? Make that make sense in my mama voice. Make that make sense, because you sounded super retarded, sir. That was the worst part, but what he said before that actually made the rage build up from within, and that caused me to just straight spaz out on him. Because when he first got over here, he said, Jay, we're gonna have to let you go at lunch. I'm like, for what? He said, because you're not doing your job. I'm like, the fuck you mean I'm not doing my job? He said, because you're standing around doing nothing. I said, bullshit. That's strike one. I'm not standing around doing nothing. I'm standing around and I'm observing. You see me walking around, actually. I'm walking around and I'm watching the people over here put the truss together so I can figure out how to do this shit myself, because you motherfuckers didn't want to help. I told you at the beginning of the shift that I'm green as baby shit, so I'm gonna need all the help that I can get. The trucks came, we opened up the back of the trucks, and I seen all the truss pieces in there. I said, oh shit, this ain't gonna go so well. This ain't even my strong suit. I'm good at the basic shit, not this. The fuck is this? And he said, duly noted. The fuck that supposed to mean, duly noted? That mean he took it as a fucking joke. That's what that meant. And I asked for help twice. And you know what they did? They told me what to do instead of showing me. Then I said, what's next? He said, well, the bolts that you put in, we seen you put some of the bolts in. We seen you working hard for a little bit anyway. But some of the bolts that you put in, or all of the bolts that you put in, they weren't tight at all. I'm like, the fuck you mean they weren't tight? He said, they weren't tight. We pulled up the truss and it was a little unstable, so I had to climb up and tighten them up myself. And I almost fell off. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of laughed on the inside when he said he almost fell off. Once he said that, I cut his ass off again. I said, you was not about to put full blame on me for that. Like I said, I'm green as fuck, so I didn't even know what I was doing half the time. But I still figured it out, and I got through it. Struggling, but I got through it. And I tightened up the bolts as tight as I possibly could, so don't give me that bullshit. You see my arm over there having a seizure. I'll take partial blame for not double checking it, but you ain't gonna put full blame on me for all them bolts being untightened. Put the blame on the goons that was moving the truss and not tightening up the goddamn bolts again. Because when you move the truss, after you tighten up some bolts, it undoes all the goddamn bolts. So blame that on them. Don't blame that shit on me. And then he mentioned me stealing the truss bolts, and then I just whipped the fuck off. And I explained to him that it wasn't the goddamn truss bolts that they thought that I stole. It was a damn cone.
And after he finished talking his shit, he said, we're gonna let you go at lunchtime. And lunchtime came, he said, all right, you're done, you can go home. My father asked me why am I home so early. I thought that you were supposed to be there all day. It was supposed to be a 10-hour shift. You only work 5 hours. What's up? He said, we finished early. They let us go. I just hit him with a quick lie. Because I didn't feel like telling the full truth. Because I was pissed off. I wanted to cool down first. Slept for like 3 hours. Father woke me back up, and I ended up working another fucking job with my father and my uncle. But at least this job was simple because he was setting up booths, doing some basic shit, some easy shit that I'm actually used to. That's what happens when you put me on these complicated ass jobs. A bunch of fuck shit is finna happen. Excuse my language, I know I let out a bunch of F-bombs in this video. It's gonna happen. And I ain't censoring none of it either.
Yeah, I agree with other me wholeheartedly. Ain't gonna be no censors whatsoever. I'm not censoring shit. You're gonna hear a lot of F-bombs. If you're uncomfortable with that, then I don't know what to tell you. Because what you're seeing and what you're hearing is nothing but raw emotion. And everything that I say in this video, even in a joking manner, I really mean everything that I say. It's 100% truth. Nothing but the truth. Because like I said earlier, this is fake. I wouldn't even be working on these stories. I wouldn't be putting them up. It takes a long time to come up with a fake story, more so than a real story. A real story, you can't make that shit up. Like I said, raw emotion. No censors needed.
I took a long break after that. I pretty much quit after that. That was the first time I quit that job.
Yeah, you heard me right. I quit this job on multiple occasions, at least 3 or 4 times. And it's about to be number 5, because I can't do this shit no more. I really can't. This is a tedious ass job that got us working up to 12 goddamn hours. 12 of them things. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. The most I can work for AV is like 6, 7, 8 hours. That's it. No longer than that. The moment they say 10 hours, 12 hours, I'm like, fuck that. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I ended up getting back on the job. Like, I didn't necessarily quit, like, for real. I quit as in took a break. When I got back from break, they put me on a job with the vent tech, and we was working down at the Gaylord. Now, I knew that this job was going to be some bullshit, but I didn't think it was going to be that much bullshit. I left early so I can get there early. I went ahead and got me some breakfast, and I waited on the bus that I was supposed to get on. And when I got to the bus stop that I was supposed to get on that bus to get down to the Gaylord, the bus was no longer running. I missed that last bus. And on top of that, my phone had died, so I ended up having to walk all the way down to the Gaylord, and I got there an hour late.
Yeah, you heard me right. I got there an hour late. I left early and still got there late. Y'all probably like, how the fuck do you do that? Well, first things first, traffic was a bitch, and I don't even drive yet anyway. Yeah, I know, I'm 23 and I don't even have a car yet. But on top of that, the metro service is fucking garbage, so what do you want me to say? I left early and got there late. Shit happens.
My legs was cramped the fuck up. The biggest cramps I've ever had. Like, I had cramps before. I had ass cramps, don't judge. You know, me and my cousins walked like 5, 6, 7 miles to the pool back in like 2006, 2007. We went to the neighborhood pool, and instead of stretching like I should have, my dumb ass just jumped in the pool and I almost drowned because my ass just started cramping up.
True story. That's why they always say stretch before you get in the pool after a long walk, man. You're gonna fuck around and pay for it.
Now this is the second cramp that I had in years. You know, it's like a legit Charlie goddamn horse. The cramp was so bad that I couldn't fucking walk. I tried to work through the pain. I tried it. I couldn't do it. By the time we got on break, I went ahead and sat down, and it was supposed to be a 15-minute break. I took a 45-minute break. They got on my ass about that for taking an extended break. But I let them know my legs is cramped as fuck. Would you rather me work through pain or make a full recovery and work 100% or almost 100%?
And I can give you one damn guess as to what they said. They ain't said shit. All they did was dock my pay.
By the way, we was setting up for a graduation. I don't know which school we was setting up for, but it was just a graduation nonetheless. They already had all the basic shit set up, the screens and the stage and all that shit. So all we had left was the speakers, the mixers, and a bunch of unnecessary ass cables. The cables is my strong suit. And after I finished with the cables, all we had left was the speakers, and these are the speakers that you hang up on the ceiling. I ain't never had experience with those in my life. So I had no choice but to stand there and observe what they was doing. And after I watched them set up the first speaker, I went ahead and helped them with the second speaker and the rest of them. I did everything I could in the little time that I was there. And after the shift, you know, I got my pay docked. I was supposed to get like $150 for that job. I ended up getting $90. Annie, one of the managers, sent me an email and said, your services are no longer required. We received way too many complaints about you. They said you took an extended break and you showed up to that last job late. Yeah, you're done. You're out. Gone. Finito. I got laid off. You know, they didn't necessarily tell me I was fired, which is a hell of a surprise because they knew I was green. It's like they put me on these complicated ass jobs on purpose. I went ahead and replied to her email. I said, well, I was gonna quit anyway, so it's all good.
And after I said that, they ain't never replied back. They went like that.
That's how I got kicked off, laid off, fired, and got that Vince McMahon treatment. Not necessarily, but still.
I ain't gonna lie, there were a few fuck ups along the way, but that was just my first go around. I ended up getting laid off, and now I got the job back. I got it back August 2018, late August 2018, and I didn't work my first job until September. I'm working with multiple companies. I'm working multiple jobs. I'm doing crew work. I'm doing Capital Co-Check as a Co-Check attendant. I was working with Audiovisual Solutions, but I don't know what the hell is going on with them. My contact, Adam, who I get all the jobs from, or I only got one job from him, he don't like to answer his phone. He don't answer his phone. He don't answer his text. And when he do answer, he'll wait till you least expect it. And ever since that first job that I worked with them, I ain't really got a call back or a text back from this dude since. I kept trying to text him. I kept trying to call him. Nothing. So I just said, fuck him. I'm not working that job. If you're going to act like that, if you're going to act like a damn child, fuck him. As a matter of fact, I'm going to delete his number right now because he can kiss my dick. Straight up. And my phone still say no service. The iPhone 7 is ass. I need a new phone, man. I don't mean to be going off on my damn phone. Because this shit is ridiculous. Where the hell my contact list at? Where you at? Adam. There he is. Get your bitch ass off my phone. How you delete it? Delete contact. Kiss a dick. That being said, I'm gonna go That being said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up like a condom. I'll see y'all in the next story, which I do have 2 stories already pre-recorded. My next story is gonna be what was it? Oh yeah, me getting kicked out of school. Me getting expelled. So not only did I get kicked off the job, but 2 years prior to this, I got kicked out of school. I got kicked out of school twice, actually. Summer school, and then I got straight up expelled. But with that being said, I'm out, man. Peace. Fuck Donald Trump.
Bye. Have a great time.